Hello, everyone, and welcome to How to Code Links, Lists, and Images in an HTML page. So to code links, lists, and images in a page, it's actually the same process that we are going to use, similar to how we used it before. So in our previous lecture, we talked about structuring the content of an HTML page. So right now, here I have my H1, which stands for header, my P, which is my paragraph tags, and then all of it is wrapped up in what is known as a body. And I created a folder, right? And the folder we created here when we're talking about having images in our web page is a folder known as an image folder, okay? So what that image folder essentially is going to do is this is the folder that is going to house all of my images, so to speak, okay? So before we get into that, let's talk about how to actually create these images. Again, so to add an image to my page, for instance, the image tag is an example that has two attributes named source and alt, okay? And the reason you're going to have an alt in the image tag is in this case, the source attribute provides the name of the image file that should be displayed, and the alt attribute provides the text that should be displayed if the image can't be found. So let me show you an example of what I mean. I'm going to do image source equals, in quotes, I'm going to put a placeholder because I didn't find an image yet, and I'm going to do alt equals AI. Okay, so I'm talking about artificial intelligence here. So now I need to go on the web and I need to find an AI image. So here's what my page essentially looks like right now, right? So I'm going to do artificial intelligence, and I'm going to click on images in Google to try to find the artificial intelligence page that I am quote unquote looking for, right? So there's a pretty cool AI images that exist, but in our case, we're going to keep it simple. I like this image here that shows some information about the brain or the two hands related to AI. Let's see what else is down here. Machine learning, deep learning. I actually like this a lot, this image a lot. Let's stick to this one, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'll actually bring them all over and then we can kind of decide. So I'm going to bring all three of these, right, just to show you. So to add this image to my folder, I'm going to right click, save image as, and I am going to make sure that I go back to my desktop, okay? And I'm going to go to my web development folder. In my web development folder, I'm going to click in the images folder to add it there. The name of the file is download, so I'm going to change it to AI 1 because that is my first AI image that I'm adding to my images folder. And I'm going to click save. Okay, that was for this first image. I'm going to add this image as well. Save image as. Again, I'm in my images folder. I'm going to name this one AI2. I'm going to click save. The last one that I would love to add is this image here. Right click on the image, save image as, and I'm going to save this image as AI3. Save. Okay. So now I have three images. How do I know that? If I click in my images folder, all three images are here. AI1, AI2, AI3. Okay. So now I'm going to add this image to my HTML document. So I'm going to click on the first image. I'm going to right click and I'm going to go to properties. And when I go to properties, I'm going to look at the file type of the image, and I'm going to see the file type is a JPG. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to write AI2.jpg. Okay. So let me explain to you what I just did again. All right. So I took my images, I found them online, I created an image folder, and I added the image to what is known as my images folder. All right. And to add the image, I'll give you the explanation that I did again. So if I want to add an image, the image tag is an example that has two attributes, right? One attribute being the named source, okay, followed by an alt tag. In this case, the source attributes provides the name of the image, which is AI2, similar to how you see here, right? When we clicked on it, yep, AI2. And then the alt attribute provides the name of the image file that should be displayed in case the image can't be found. All right. There's one more thing that I need to do. Since we did add this image to what is known as an image folder, I need to reference that image folder. So to do that, I am going to write /image backslash, /. So what I'm essentially saying here is in the image folder, you're going to look for an image called AI2. Okay. So now if I go back to my web page and I refresh it, you're going to notice that the image doesn't show, but I have AI as an alt attribute that is displaying here. So let's take a look at why the image is not showing. Okay. In my case, my image is not showing because the directory or the path can't really be found for my image. If I'm using a Windows machine, all I have to do is actually remove the directory that I specified, click here in the hyperlink section, and I'm going to reference the entire URL, okay, or the entire path. So I'm going to copy the path. And you could do the same thing in Macs as well by going to the image, clicking on settings, and copying the path name. So I'm going to copy the entire path here. And you're going to notice that, again, there's the image folder, except they use /. So I'm going to switch this one to a / as well. And once I come back here, my image will show. And the reason it's showing is because I copied the entire path of the image, okay? So here we have web development, machine learning. So I'm actually going to switch this from web development to exactly what I am doing here, which is essentially artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, okay? Artificial intelligence. Let me see if I spelled that right, by the way. Artificial intelligence. Yep, looks good. Okay, so that is how you add an image to your page, right? The next thing we talked about was adding lists, okay? Usually if you want to add a list, this is one of the ways to do it. We will create something similar to what we have for our image, right? So we have machine learning, deep learning, artificial intelligence. Let's create a list of machine learning possibilities. So underneath there, we're going to create, underneath the image, we're going to do an H3, and we're going to call this one machine learning education. Okay, and then we're going to do an H3, and underneath this H3, we're going to tab in, and I'm going to do LI, which stands for listed items. And we're going to write some of the machine learning languages that we think exist. Java, okay. We're going to have C, number. Okay, we can have C++. Again, I'm making this stuff up, so there's a lot of things that we can definitely come in here and do. Python, and then we'll do more ... Okay, so that is how you create a list in your HTML web page. So if I refresh this, right, here I have all together, right, let's reset this, all together a artificial intelligence, an image, the title, machine learning, and then I have a bunch of lists of items that I created here from Java, C number, C++, Python, and more. So as you can tell here, my page is starting to really take effect on what I am trying to do, okay? So that's how you essentially code links, lists, and images. Okay, the last thing that I want to show you is how to code and add links. All right, so let's add a link to one of these elements here. Okay, so let's say we wanted to do the following: deep learning. All right, so let's talk about deep learning and let's add a link to that. So we're going to do, to add a link, okay, the way you would add a link is you would create what's known as an anchor tag. So anchor tags allow you to add links. So I'm going to do a href, again, which is hyperlink reference. I'm going to put a block hashtag there to block it. And then I'm going to call this deep learning, right? And I'm going to close the A tag, all right? So in between this hashtag, I'm going to just search something for deep learning, AI, all right? And a few things will pop up, right, where we have home deep learning.ai. So we want to link it to this section here that gives us a good sense of what deep learning AI is, machine learning, and Drew Wug. So we're just going to copy this URL, and instead of the hashtag, we're going to paste it here, right? So now when a user visits our site, okay, on artificial intelligence, you can click on deep learning and it will automatically navigate them over to this AI section. So that is how you would essentially do the following. So that's how you code links, lists, and images in a web.